It's March 10th and it's time to review some of my favorite photos this week. I got a couple of really cool shots, and it started off with me driving and noticing a lot of school buses parked. First instinct is to turn around and figure out what's going on. Well, it turns out that these buses were all parked because the drivers, who were taking a break, had left the kids at a museum, so then they were waiting for the call. But it's just an interesting way of framing everything so that you see where it is, but like this little mirror right there, I think is what brings the whole picture together. Now the next day is pretty funny because I was hanging out in front of this Italian theater and I noticed this photograph that was printed on one of the windows of a flamenco dancer. So it just looked like she was pointing at like people to go in that direction. So I just sat there for a while. I was actually standing across the street on top of a wall in a window, so I could be at eye level to keep the lines parallel. You see, because if I was down, the lines would not they would converge, and the composition wouldn't be as nice. And I just waited, and then it was a matter of waiting for a person with the correct height. So it's a patience game, because if they're too small, then the finger doesn't have that impact anymore. So this guy walks by, I took the photograph, took a quick peek, chased him down the street, figured out what his name was, and that's the way it works. Yesterday, I went to a farm out in Westport, and I mean, I parked, and I noticed it's like something moving behind the greenhouse. And I just thought it was a really, really interesting composition. But again, in photographs like this, you have to be really aware of where everything lines up, if it's all parallel, right? Because if things are out of whack, your mind's going to read it no matter how hard you try. So it just worked out really well. He was planting onions inside. And today, well, today's a snowy day. We thought winter had long gone. We couldn't wait to put our bathing suits on. Well, we were wrong. We're not ready for that yet. That's New England. That's the way it's supposed to be. So in a photograph like this, it started snowing. The snowflakes weren't particularly heavy, but there was a lot of snow coming down. And what I did was I looked at different areas, and I could see if I stood in a specific spot, this area in the back is actually the bus station. But because it's dark inside, what happens is the contrast of the snowflakes stands out. Simply just looking at interesting things. And I saw this woman with a pink umbrella walking by. I mean, just look at it. The color just pops. Unfortunately, she has a Patriots backpack. I'm a New York Jets fan. Sorry, guys. But you can see a little bit of the brickwork right here. It's a little bit orangey. The brickwork for the station. Again, these are, I mean, anticipate what you're going to see, what's going to happen, and that's how the photos happen. So, hope to see you again next week.